how can we get more money to stay in the CNMI?
All of our purchases and federal government makes are in accordance with something called the Federal Acquisition Regulations. And so I know that can be somewhat of a challenging path to negotiate. And so what we do, and it's actually NAVFAC Marianas does that, is that they hold periodic what they call industry days. And that's to help businesses, small businesses, and micro businesses figure out how to navigate this world so that they can meet all of the requirements to essentially get these government contracts.
All right, and I know even the local SBDC has held their own industry
Yes,
days.
absolutely.
But when these bids are open, they're really open for anyone in America.
Yes.
So our companies are competing with major contractors who've known DoD for decades.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, how do we operate in that dynamic to make sure local businesses actually can compete and are competitive?
Not being in that world specifically, really what our responsibility is to the American taxpayer. And they want to make sure that every tax dollar that is spent, that we get the most out of it. So that's all I can tell you is that, again, that this is an open competition, and, we are looking for price, schedule, and performance on the contracts. And really, we don't discriminate against who might bid on those things as long as those companies are in accordance, again, with the federal acquisition requirements.
On that point, the mayor did have 4 requests, right, that he outlined, and one of them was hiring local and creating local business. So what's your response to the mayor's comments last night?
Again, when we have these conversations about activities that go on, there's always a common set of requirements that we have to provide things like food, porta potties, water, cell phones, things like that. We talk about these things once every quarter. And what I would urge is that, again, people study the business environment, do what all good businessmen do, is anticipate requirements, make yourself as efficient as possible so that you can compete for that. I fully understand, and this is the same thing in my home of Hawaii, where the same kinds of things come up for really large and small contracts, and people are always looking for the answer to that question. But again, at the operational level in the Marine Corps, again, we're about the training, and we follow the regulations.